And welcome back to another episode of the Unhinged Vibes Podcast with your hosts. I'm Caramel Thunder, and I'm here with...
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Coastal, a.k.a. Coast Dynasty, a.k.a. Coast Malone. F4's your respects to that, my boy, man. He cracked 3 ribs. Did you see that video go viral of him?
No, actually, I didn't.
Post Malone was having a concert, and he fell through the hole in his set, and landed directly onto his ribs and cracked 3 of them. Oh,
damn.
Man. Yeah, it looked vicious. I mean, I'm glad he's okay because, my first reaction was sadly laughter because it looked so ridiculous.
You got you need to have your 7 chuckles before you're concerned. You have to.
Happy he's okay, but it looked pretty funny looking.
Oh, that is so funny. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about our 2 favorite things right now, Magic the Gathering and Warhammer 40k or Warhammer 40,000. They did a partnership.
They had a baby.
And the result were, how do you say, is it quadruplets?
Quadruplets, yeah.
Yeah, they had quadruplets.
Yeah, there you go.
Quadruplets. They had a set, a litter of 4 beautiful and overpowered children.
Yes, and like all children, very expensive.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah. But beautiful.
Yes.
But beautiful.
Yep.
So we're going to be talking about the Universes Beyond the Warhammer 40k Commander set that is coming out. What is it?
October 7th. So
October
it's
7th.
coming out real quick.
Okay, so just a quick backstory. You have it pre-ordered, right?
I now have a pre-order for those 4 decks.
Okay. I was too slow and I missed out. But I want to.
Yes. So if anybody's got an inline sort of connect,
please contact me.
Hook us up, man.
Please contact us because I want these 4.
Yes.
And are you going to keep them as is?
So my plan with them is to keep them completely stocked, keep them as is, because not only are we looking at thematically, they've knocked it out of the park because it's not just that there's a bunch of new Warhammer themed cards, but even the reprints will have Warhammer themed art.
Nice.
And that is awesome. So I'm going to keep them all as is. The way that they sort of are structured right now, at least when we look at the spoilers, these decks are strong. They are stronger than any precon I've ever seen. And that includes
100%.
That includes I think it's Commander 14 where with the 4-colored. That includes those. And those were that was Atraxa, that was the partners, that was that's where you got Thrasios and Tinma. Like there's some powerful commanders, but like for the decks themselves, in terms of how they look synergistically, how the new cards, because each one got 42 new cards, they all look crazy good, crazy strong. And here's the key, as the 2 of us as being Warhammer fans, crazy on theme.
Amazingly on theme.
Yeah. So, that was the thing. Like maybe I guess a quick sort of question to you I wanted to ask. Mm-hmm. When they started talking about this Universes Beyond, where they would incorporate other sort of intellectual property into Magic, what were your initial thoughts on this?
So honestly, I thought there was going to be like maybe a handful of brand new cards with the key characters in them.
Yeah.
Right?
Like the Street Fighter one.
Yeah, like that, right?
Yeah.
And then everything else was pre-existing cards with like the original card name, and then under it would be the alternate Interceptor, Infiltrator, or Ultramarine, this and that. But then it'd be the original card name on the top, and then the 40k art, and then like some like filler spiciness at the bottom, right? Like something like that, you know? But this blew me out of the water.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
And that was the thing. That's sort of the, like they've done sort of other universes and stuff, right? Like they did the Walking Dead Secret Lair. I got the Street Fighter Secret Lair myself, and every commander sucks. I love the art. I love having them. I've got the play mat. Right. And I have zero interest in building any of the 8. So
wow.
Yeah. But for this one, how they went with this, one, it excites me very much as a Warhammer fan, but I am kind of concerned when we start delving into universes I'm not interested in.
Oh, you got a point, man.
Yeah, like that's what scares me.
You got a point.
Like,
I didn't think about that. I did not think about that.
Like, I guess, I mean, to take an extreme sort of position, like, I mean, you're not a brony, right? I don't want to offend anyone no, but I'm not interested in My Little Pony.
Yeah.
If they came out with 4 incredibly strong My Little Pony decks that are going to be, and here's the key part, that are going to be incredibly difficult to reprint, I'd be furious.
Yeah. Yeah.
But having said that, I'm not. I'm a huge Warhammer fan. So
I'm not. This is Warhammer, bro. Let's go.
Let's roll. I'm super excited.
I'm hoping the next one is Transformers.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Well, you know what's here? Here's one. I mean, harkening back to our conversation 2 episodes ago with the great Matt Smith, and then last episode with the great Christopher Eccleston. Doctor Who universe is behind it has been announced.
Yes.
So to see that is going to be very interesting.
That's gonna be that's gonna be cool. I want to see what they do with that.
And I think what they're doing and what you're seeing is that there's an excitement from Warhammer fans who don't play Magic for these
and vice
sets,
versa.
right? Exactly. And it's gonna achieve its goal there, and I already see it because I enjoyed the one season of Doctor Who I watched, but I have not watched anything since. I have a friend who played Magic and kind of stopped playing. And I told him about the Doctor Who set. And I told him I'm buying those. And he has said he is in once those sets come. So there's going to be a new person in our play group once those Doctor Who. And that's sort of the goal that they're trying to achieve with these, right?
And it's smart.
Yeah.
Very smart. Use other IPs that are very well known, that are extremely successful.
Yeah.
And put them into your game.
And bring in a new audience. Now, I mean, it does destroy a little bit of the sort of immersion that some people get because, you know, like you said, eventually it's going to be like that Cardboard Crack comic where it's like, oh, I play Ken, but no, I counter it with Deny the Witch.
Yeah.
Right. And, you know, but I'm going to play, you know, I don't know, My Little Pony, but I'm going to play the Ninth Doctor, and you know, it gets silly. It's
silly.
Not. It's no longer a world with, you know, with Oko, with Jace, with you know. Why am I struggling with Muldrotha? You know, it's not that anymore.
Yeah, it'd be weird to see like a Power Rangers Beyond Universe versus a Transformers versus an original like Magic. Universe, and like it takes you out of the whole like mythos and whatever of how you're supposed to play Magic and whatever else. So I understand that. That's 100% valid, dude.
3 years from now, there's very much a possible world where you're sleeving up your Warhammer deck. I've got my Doctor Who deck. Somebody else has got, like you said, Power Rangers, and someone else has got. We're gonna have 400 cards on the board in a normal pot of Magic. None of them are Magic cards.
None of them. Yeah, none of them.
So
I'll have my Ultramarine killing his Red Ranger. Yeah. I need a Power Ranger set. I really do.
Yeah, none of our counter spells will have Jace on them, right?
No.
None of the lands will depict Theros.
No.
Will not see Ravnica.
None.
Right? Like, you'll have
It's gonna get weird.
Yeah, it is gonna get very weird. Zordon's probably gonna be a 5-color, and then each one's a mono-color.
Here's the thing with the Power Rangers one, it's gonna be all vehicles.
Yeah, Voltron.
It's gonna be all vehicles.
Oh man, you and Nelson are gonna be all over that.
It's gonna be all vehicles, dude. Yeah. You're gonna need the 5 Power Rangers to get into this one vehicle, and then that vehicle is gonna be all artifacts and come together to make a fucking Megazord, and then you flip it over and it's a Megazord card. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But we got off on a tangent there. We digress.
Yes. Yeah. But no, like this set is, like you said, very on point when it comes to theme.
Mm-hmm.
The art, beautiful. The power level. I'm very nervous on the power level.
Yes, there's definitely some creep happening.
Because once you go big like this, you can't really...
You can't depower it.
You can't, because then it devalues the next set coming out.
Yeah.
100% devalues it.
We've seen that, right? We've seen that with, another commander, a set of commander decks will come out, and they're not as strong as the power creeped ones, and they just don't. All that happens is people ignore it because there's like 70 commander sets that come out a year now.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah, like there's a lot of. It's gotten to a point where the amount of commander pre-con releases there are, I don't know if I'm ever going to be buying sealed product anymore.
No, because there's more commander product releases than there is regular product release.
With every standard set, there are at least two commanders, sometimes 4.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so when can I buy a sealed product that's not Commander? That's no longer possible.
Never.
So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Yeah, so we do have concerns, right? Like, I'm very excited about this set, but I'm also sort of trepidatious about what can happen. This is step 1. Steps 2, 3, and 4 could be not healthy for the format, which concerns me.
Also, it could be very not healthy for your wallet.
Oh, it's definitely not.
Because
we know that.
Let's be real here. There is a huge tax on these cards.
Oh, man.
Extremely. Only because of the 2 names involved.
Yes.
Huge tax.
Yeah, if there was... It's funny because, yeah, Magic itself is very overpriced.
Extremely
when
overpriced.
You consider what you're buying. And the only other hobby I've ever seen that has even come close to that is Warhammer. So,
in my opinion, Warhammer is a little bit more expensive than Magic.
Absolutely. And when you combine the two, guess what? It's an overpriced product.
100%.
Yeah. So it delivers on what your expectations are, but man, like the pre-order price that I paid for the 4 Commander decks is, I believe, $50 more than what I paid for 5 Commander decks pre-COVID.
And the prices from then and now have changed immensely.
Yeah. So it has been, so that's a concern, because the one thing you don't want to see is, listen, we get it, premium product, Universes Beyond, it's a special thing, you're going to charge me a premium price. The next sort of yeared Commander, like Commander 2023, better not be 4 decks for $300 Canadian.
I guarantee you it's going to be.
Yeah, and like it better, because it's not going to contain the same power. It's not, like, the concern about these cards is the really, really good ones, and we'll get to it. There are a couple of bombs in there that they're not going to be easy to reprint. And that's why the value shot up. Because remember, we were talking about this, and the pre-order had been available for a long time, and we were like, started doing the Homer Simpson thing where I'll go a little later. A little later.
I was waiting. I'm like, once they do spoilers, no one's gonna like these because they're 40K cards. They're not gonna be powerful. It's just gonna be like a nostalgia kind of thing.
Yeah.
But damn, was I wrong?
Yep. And that was the thing. And when they spoiled the 4 cover commanders, it looked like only one was really good.
Yeah.
Abaddon was the only one who looked like he was like a must get. And then they released some of the spoilers on the staples, and it was like, oh no, this deck is really, really strong, and there is going to be a difficulty in reprinting a lot of these. Like the one that I will bring up is Vexil's Praetor. Like a lot of these have that Warhammer IP, so their creature types are Warhammer, their names are Warhammer. So like you are not going to be able to reprint this easily.
No, because the wording is all Warhammer lore and verbiage. You can't do a 1-to-1 translation onto a Magic card for a reprint.
Yeah, like you could with, like I remember, like with when you take Edgar Markov and you turn him into Count Dracula, they're both vampires.
Yeah.
Like what is the current Magic equivalent to a Custodes? There is none.
There is none.
So, it becomes difficult that way. But yeah, so that has been the concern, and that's sort of where we're coming from, at least in terms of where we see Universes Beyond coming. But we are here to talk about the Warhammer decks themselves.
Yes.
So, as a quick little intro, we have 4 decks that are coming. One based off the Tyranids.
Yep.
So it's called Tyranny Swarm. One off the Necron.
Mm-hmm.
Necron Dynasties. And then there's one that is basically chaos based. That's the Ruinous Powers deck.
Yep.
And then there's one with the Imperium, which is the forces of the Imperium. What I had read was they were looking at doing sort of a bunch of different, like they looked at all of the races. What they wanted was, apparently the goal was, one, they needed to absolutely have a Necron's deck because it was coming out at the same time as I think the new Necron Codex or something.
Yeah.
So that was the only race where there was only one codex available. Because what they wanted is they wanted multiple codices that they could pull from to pull creatures, to pull lore, to pull, like, so they needed multiple sources.
Yeah.
They went with the Imperium versus just going with the Ultramarines. They thought of doing, not Ultramarines, they thought of doing a Space Marine one. But then the thing that they had said was, to Warhammer players, we would definitely see the differences, right? But to someone who's coming at it who had not been familiar with Warhammer, an intercessor kind of looks like an infiltrator, kind of looks like, right? They all sort of, they're just,
all they have is a different color.
They're heavily armored soldiers with guns, right? Like like we know the difference between the Space Wolves and
Blood
the
Angels,
Ultramarines and the Blood
Ultramarines,
Agents.
all that.
Yeah.
They don't. They just have a different.
Like
color.
if we were to talk to our friends, like if we were to talk to Nelson and Rui, they're like, "Oh yeah, that's a red soldier versus a guy wearing blue. What's the difference?" Well, we know thematically there is, right? But yeah, they win. So that's why they decided to sort of overarch the entire Imperium.
Makes sense.
Because there's also like they also want to include like the sororitas.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work. There's a lot of space there to play around, but they're not big enough for their own deck.
Mm-hmm.
And there was only space for 4 decks. That's apparently why the Tau were cut, was because there just wasn't enough sort of available lore for them.
Which is fair. Yeah, that's fair.
To pull. So yeah, and then they needed sort of a theme. And I think the other thing too was they were looking at what would be the color. The color palette,
the color schemes.
And the thing was that the Imperium did work as an Esper, and they were thinking that the Tau were probably an Azorius, and it's basically covering the same colors.
Yeah, and it's no point then.
Yeah, so that's what they were looking at. So when we're looking at the 4 decks that they decided to go with, they've got the Tyranny Swarm, which are almost like a teamer deck. They're a teamer deck, but they look like they ramp into the big creatures, right? Which I think, again, my sort of experience with the lore outside of the Imperium is a little limited. So maybe you might be able. Do you know a lot about Tyranids?
When it comes to the Tyranids, it's essentially like they go to planets, they harvest all the bio on the planets to fuel themselves and to make new things. So whatever they consume, they evolve to become better.
Okay.
So that's why there's humanoids that are working for Tyranids, because they're hybrids.
Okay.
So if they evolve, they always get stronger. When you fight them, they're a hive mind, so they learn. Okay. So the next time you come up to them, they know your tactics.
Okay. So it definitely makes sense to have Simic in there, which is why
very much so.
Which is why Teamer definitely makes
very
sense.
Very much so.
Okay.
Yes, they are go wide. We're gonna hit you with a bunch of 1/1s,
and then they're gonna evolve.
But they're gonna evolve to now 2/2s. They're gonna evolve to now 3/3s, or we're gonna double the amount.
Yeah. Okay. So that is what they were saying was pretty much sort of the goal of that deck and sort of the mechanic of that deck is to evolve those creatures. The Necron, very simple. Mono black,
recursion,
artifacts, and reanimator. Yep. You they don't die.
It's 100% on theme. Yeah. Let's be real here. You're gonna work with your graveyard.
Yep.
You're gonna work with your graveyard. Things die, they don't die. They expect them to come back.
Yep. And the Ruinous Power, so we're looking at the Chaos Army, so we're looking at the Chaos Space Marines, and we're looking at the demons, right?
Yeah. Anything hellish. Anything in your worst nightmares, that times 10 and just brutal.
Yeah. So, and just, all like nothing is planned. And that's exactly what this is. We're looking at Grixis. We're looking at Chaos as the main thing. And we're
sacrificing things to make things stronger.
Looking at a ton of Expels.
Yes.
Expels matters. Yes. So, you would agree that that's on theme?
Very much on theme.
Yep. Very much. And then I guess, and then the last one is the Forces of the Imperium, where they're just going to go wide, man. They just keep throwing bodies after bodies after you.
That's it. And they're going to hit hard.
Yeah.
They're going to hit hard.
Yeah. So, those are the 4 decks. And like I said, I guess maybe now that we know which of the 4 decks, which one speaks to you? Let's say we're here at the table now.
Yeah.
You are fortunate enough to get your 4 decks.
Yeah.
You've sleeved them up. Mm-hmm. We're ready to play. We're going to each play a deck. You won the roll, so you get first pick. Who are you pulling out?
I want to play the Imperium, but deep down, I'm playing Nids. I'm going wide.
Yeah.
A lot of my decks go wide.
Yeah, that's true.
Slivers, goblins, elves, dragons. I'm a go wide kind of guy.
And they every one of those kind of go.
Everyone goes wide. So like in my opinion, NIDS is my home field advantage.
Yeah.
100% home field advantage because I'm literally making 1 million tokens.
Yeah.
You either have to deal with them when they're 1/1s, or if you don't, they're going to be 2/2s or 3/3s, or they're going to be death touch. They're going to be like every trample. They're going to be something because they're going to keep evolving. I'm going to get stronger and stronger, and they're going to be a million of them, and you're going to die.
Okay.
Right? But I really, I want to say Imperium, but I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to have so much fun with the Tyranid deck. 100%, man. What about you?
For the Emperor, baby. For the Emperor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were either going to go that or the Necron. One or the other.
So the Imperium commanders, at least the two sort of highlighted commanders, I will admit are the least impressive. The 99 of the Imperium is what sold me. Like there's a lot of really, really good cards I want to play with there, and that that I look and I go, man, that would fit perfectly in this deck, or that would fit perfectly in this deck. And the thing is, they're never going to hit those decks because these decks are being untouched. They are not moving. So so maybe having said that, let's look at the commanders right now that are the cover commanders. So for the Tyrannid Swarm, they've got the Swarmlord and Magus Lucia Kane. So when you look at these two decks, the Swarmlord is a 3-teamer with rapid regeneration. The Swarmlord enters the battlefield with 2+1/+1 counters on it for each time you've cast your commander from the command zone this game. And then it's also got Xenos Cunning, which is whenever a creature you control with a counter on it dies, draw a card. It's a 5/5 Tyrannid. And then Magus Lucia Kane is 1-teamer for a 1/1 human Tyrannid wizard. And you were saying that there are humans who side with the Tyrannids.
Yep.
Here's one of them. She's a spiritual leader. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on a target creature. So there's that evolve you were talking about.
Yep.
And then Psychic Stimulus, I guess she's a psyker.
Yep. Makes sense.
Yep. So you tap her and it adds 2 colorless mana. And when you cast a spell with X in its mana cost or activate an ability with X in its activation cost this turn, copy that spell or ability and you may choose new targets for the copy. Who are you going with on this one?
I'm going with Magus.
That second
one is
power
deadly.
That
is very deadly.
Yeah. Like to bring in, like when you see some of the X creatures that they've got or some of the X spells, to be able to copy that is going to get a little out of hand.
First off, you tap her. She gives you the mana
to do
2 extra mana, even just to do a +2. Give it 2x, whatever.
Yeah.
And then it fuels itself, man.
Yeah.
It fuels itself. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's a really good. Like, this is why, one of the reasons why it's like, when the Swarmlord came out, it's okay.
Yeah. It's on theme,
It's
whatever.
on theme,
It plays with your graveyard, whatever, and you draw cards,
Yeah.
Building your hand, whatever.
It's a little overcosted at 5, but you get a 5/5 body, and it's what I expected to see.
Yep, but
from these decks. Magus is
4 mana, 1/1, amazing abilities.
Yeah.
Damn.
Because then, I mean, this is the activated. This is the other one's just a trigger. Like, that just happens.
And that's a great freebie, man. At the beginning of combat, put a 1/1 counter on a target creature. Easy.
Easy.
You
don't have to do anything. Yeah, just add it.
Yep.
At the beginning of combat.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. So we're in agreement there that I think Magus Lucia Kane is the way to go.
That's a great one.
Yeah. So now let's look at the chaos.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. Here we go. Abaddon. When I saw Abaddon's the despoiler, I was like, oh, because the thing is too, as when these were first spoiled, I was listening to the Horus Heresy at the time. So, like, Abaddon's like,
he's the man.
He's that guy.
Yeah, dude.
He's that guy. So to have him in card form, that's when this got real, right? Like, that's when it got real to me. Yeah. When I saw where it's like, oh yeah, Warhammer's coming out, and then when I saw Abaddon the Despoiler, and you see him, and he looks like his miniature fig. Like, oh, yeah. All right, we're in the deep end now. Let's go. All right, so Abaddon the Despoiler is two blue, black, red.
Yep.
For a legendary Stardees warrior. So again, this is going to be one that's going to be really tough to reprint. 5/5 as well with trample, and during your turn, spells you cast from your hand with mana value X or less have Cascade, where X is the total amount of life your opponents have lost this turn.
That's deadly.
That's
deadly.
Real deadly. Yeah. So, I mean, we've seen Cascade commanders.
Yeah.
Right? We've seen what they can do.
They can take over a board if you don't deal with them.
Yeah. So that's scary. But let's see what the other one is. Like Be'lakor the Darkmaster, who's actually a more expensive casting cost. Got 3 blue, black, red. So for a legendary demon noble. Now, this is one where they actually
you can reprint this.
Yeah, because they did basically, because it's a 1-to-1 thing, they did change any of the demons like DAEMON to just regular demon.
Yeah,
because it just made sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. That's fine.
Yeah. So he's a 6/5 with flying.
Also, people wouldn't know how to pronounce it right out of the gate, right? They'd be confused. They want it easy to read right out of the gate.
Well, it's spelled the same as Daemon from Loves of the Dragon. So so he's got flying. I believe. Prince of Chaos. When Be'lakor the Darkmaster enters the battlefield, you draw X cards and you lose X life, where X is the number of demons you control. So you're looking at, you probably want to do a bit of a demon tribal thing.
Kind of thing, yeah.
So, and then Lord of Torment, whenever another demon enters the battlefield under your control, it deals damage equal to its power to any target.
Beautiful burn.
Jeez.
Beautiful burn right there.
Targeted removal. I don't know how many 2/2 demons there are. Like, they're all kind of big, right? They're like they're the dark side of angels. And
this is going to be heavy hitting big creatures. Yeah. They're not going wide.
No.
It's going to be a handful of things, but those handful of things are going to hit you like a truck.
Yep. Yeah. So when you're looking at these two, let's say you end up with the Chaos.
Yeah.
Who are you running as your commander?
Safe bet would be Abaddon. Only because there's less restriction.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. With Be'lakor, there's a restriction as in I need a demon.
Yeah.
But with Abaddon, during your turn, spells, any spell you cast from your hand with mana value X. I'm assuming it's going to be a lot easier to get X value spells than it is to get demons.
Well, it's mana value X or less to have Cascade, where it's the amount of turn life your opponents will lost. So
I'm guessing, would this have to be after combat?
Or, I mean, you can... If you cast a spell that, causes loss of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well... Then actually, I think Abaddon has more restrictions to it. I think Abaddon is a very specific. If this happens and this happens, then this can happen.
Yeah, I think this is one of those ones where if you're just looking to see which is the better commander, you might need to play a couple of games with each one first.
Yeah, but I do think both of them on the field would work very well together. Yeah. Very well together. One will feed off the other.
And for me, I would pick Abaddon just
for flavor and the look.
Yeah,
that would be great on a mat.
That is not.
Let's be real here.
That's not a Magic decision. That's not a optimal Magic decision. That's a Warhammer fan decision.
Oh, that's
to run Abaddon.
Look at my mat. Look at this card.
Yeah.
If you die from Abaddon, it's not because of the amazing card. It's because I'm playing him no matter what.
I'm looking at this card, and you already can picture what the outsides of it are going to look like on a mat.
And 100%.
It's going to look fantastic.
100%, man.
Yeah, you've got that. You look at his sword, and you're like, I know how to paint that.
Yeah.
I know how to paint that sword. But yeah, so we're kind of split. That'll be one of those ones where we need to play a couple of games first. Looking now onto the Necron Dynasties. So there's Sarek the Silent King, which is 1 black for a 3/4 Necron. So they had said that they were actually at first contemplating having the Necron's creature type be skeleton.
Which makes sense. Let's be real here, yeah.
But then they said that there are a bunch of Necrons that have no skeleton-like properties to them, that they're more machine and mechanical. So they said that it just wouldn't be on theme for a lot of them.
And I think it was the right choice. I think this was a good choice.
Yeah, and now what it does, though, it does make it tougher to reprint these.
Yes.
So Sarek the Silent King is a 3/4 with flying with My Will Be Done. Whenever Sarek the Silent King attacks, you mill 3 cards. You may put an artifact, creature card, or vehicle card from among the cards milled this way into your hand. Okay, and then we've got Emotech the Stormlord. Whenever it's a 2 black for a 3/3 Necron. It's got Pharaon, which is whenever one or more artifact cards leave your graveyard, create two 2/2 black Necron warrior artifact creature tokens. And then it's also got Grand Strategist. So at the beginning of combat on your turn, another target artifact creature you control gets +2/+2 and gains menace until end of turn.
I'm going with Emotech.
Emotech. Yeah. It's pretty clear, right?
You get way more with Emotech right out of the gate.
Yeah.
It's the same price.
Yeah.
Sarek, the Silent King, has one more toughness, but you get more bang for your buck.
Yeah.
For Emotech.
His trigger probably is a little bit easier because it's got flying.
Yeah, it's easier. But let's be real here. You get a lot more value. First off, whenever a card or whenever one or more artifacts leave your graveyard, that can happen multiple times.
Yep.
This commander deck guaranteed has graveyard play.
Oh, absolutely.
So this is a guaranteed 100%. That first one, guaranteed 100%. That's going to happen every single turn multiple times.
Yeah.
Then the Grand Strategist, at the beginning of combat, that's going to happen every single time.
Yeah, you get something with Menace every time. So that's... Yeah, you can't go wrong there.
You can't go wrong with there.
Yeah. So
no way. Yeah.
So yeah, again, this is now the third deck that we've looked at where the non-cover highlighted commander is at least on par.
Yeah.
With the cover one, which is why it was sort of a little underwhelming when they first spoiled the cover commanders, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, I'm pretty excited about that Necron deck, especially when we look into the spoilers.
Yeah.
So now, last but not least, for the Emperor themselves, the Imperium, we've got Inquisitor Greyfax, who's 1 white, blue, black, for a 3/3 legendary human Inquisitor.
Yet again, it's going to be hard to reprint.
Yeah, they were looking at possibly doing them as clerics, and then they decided,
which makes sense.
Yeah, but then they decided to go with Inquisitor just because it's different.
Yeah.
So with Vigilance, it's got Unquestionable Wisdom. Other creatures you control get +1/+0 and have Vigilance. And then Hunt for Heresy is 1 and tap Inquisitor Greyfax, and you can tap a target creature an opponent controls and investigate. So you create a clue.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the non-cover is Marnius Calgar. Now, you're an Ultramarine guy.
Yes.
Maybe before I explain this card, how much do you know about Marnius Calgar?
I know of him.
You know of him.
I know of him.
Okay.
I know of him. How about this? Let me read this card.
Okay.
And you
plug
that in. So let me read this card. So Marnius Calgar is a 2 white, blue, black legendary creature, a Stardees warrior. It is a 3/5. So it has double strike and master tactician. Whenever one or more tokens enter the battlefield under your control, draw a card. Second ability, Chapter Master. For 6 mana, create 2/2 White Astartes warrior creature tokens with Vigilance. First off, the first ability, whenever one or more tokens enter the battlefield under your control. Please note, this is not creature tokens. This could be any kind of token, a +1/+1 token, a -1/-1 token, a poison.
Those are counters.
Well, those are counters. Oh, yeah, poison counters.
But no, you're right, like clue.
A clue token.
Treasure.
Anything, treasure, token. So essentially, if you really want to be mean, like you can literally make a whole deck of any kind of token.
And it just, it's got your card draw right there.
Yeah.
So
it's great.
Yeah. And it's an Astartes warrior. So.
Hey, man, the art itself, look at that power armor, bro.
Yeah. And he's got the thing on the back and everything.
The sigil and everything, man. But now.
Again, a great mat.
That would be, I know, I think the good art would be the assault. The assault infiltrators or whatever.
Oh, okay.
The one with the 3 of them.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, I think that would be a cool mat. That'd be a cool mat. But no, yet again, like the question you've been asking me, which one of these two would you pick?
Oh, Marnius. I don't even think it's close.
Oh, 100%, man.
Right? Yeah.
I think Marnius should have been on the cover, dude.
Yeah, again, it's another one of those. I think that the other highlighted commander is better than the cover commander.
Yep.
I mean, I might be biased because we are looking at an Astartes versus a Sororitas, but
well, not Sororitas. She's an Inquisitor.
Oh, she's an Inquisitor.
So she actually commands Astartes. She can tell them to come help her and do whatever she wants.
Yeah.
So.
I think Marnius Calgar is the better commander here.
In my opinion, he's the hands down pick.
Yeah.
He's the hands down pick.
Yeah. So, having said that, do you want to go over some of the standout cards that we're looking at?
Yeah, let's do this. Yeah. Some of these cards are going to be my first time seeing them, so this is going to be great.
So one thing I want to start with is Might not be the strongest card, but it was one that I looked at and I thought, wait a second, I'm going to see if I can find it right away because...
Oh, look at all that art. That's beautiful.
The art is fantastic on this. We're just kind of scrolling through right now. I hope I can find it. I'm going to try to find it as quickly as I can. Actually, what we'll do is we'll talk about the big card. The big one that I want to talk about is, and the one that's going to be an absolute staple in every deck. And this is, I think, the one that basically made the cards, made this deck more expensive, and that's Vexilus Praetor. Right?
I wish YouTube people did not know about this card, or they did zero spoilers on any of these cards.
This is the card that basically sold out the decks, because Vexilus Praetor is a 3 and a white for a Custodes Warrior, a 3/4 Custodes Warrior. It has Flash, it has Vigilance, and then it's got something called Aegis of the Emperor, where commanders you control have protection from everything.
You know how insane that is?
Yeah.
You know how insane that is?
That is, I mean, like I said, that is going to be a must-have in every white deck. White has been starting to get pushed. It started with Smothering Tithe, and then since then, I mean, we've gotten Esper Sentinel. We've just gotten a lot of these really strong white cards, and this one is
absolutely amazing.
Right up there with them. Like, this card would be
This is a staple.
Yeah, this would be the commander sort of rare in any standard set if it came out.
This has to be in every deck.
Yeah.
If you're running white, this needs to be in your deck.
Yeah, absolutely. This is, yeah. I mean in anything, but like especially ones where your commander is central to your to your win con.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazingly strong, and it's one of those ones where you kind of look at it and go, man, I as a Warhammer person, we know how badass the Custodes are.
100%.
This card is completely on theme.
Yeah.
But as a Magic player, I'm like, man, this is a power creep card.
This is, and in my opinion, for 4 mana, and you get that ability. First off, it's a 4 mana for a 3/4 with Flash and Vigilance. Alone is already overpowered.
Yeah.
Secondly, that ability that it gets, this should be like a 5 to 6 mana cost.
Yeah. Like that's
just to make it fair.
It's undercosted and it's got Flash.
How crazy that you can play someone targets your commander? Nope, boom. Nope.
Yeah, it's got protection from everything. So
you can't do anything, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean we're pretty much agreed that Vexilus Praetor is broken, but as Warhammer players we also know the Custodes are broken.
Yeah, they're broken.
So yeah. There you go.
But here's the thing, if you manage to lose this card,
yeah,
you probably deserve to lose the game.
Yeah, you're in some trouble. Like,
yeah, you're going to lose the game if you're able to lose this card.
Yeah,
someone gets rid of it, you've lost the game.
Yeah, that means because the thing is, when nobody's taking this down until they've got a plan to take down your commander too.
Yeah,
and then now you're real behind because your commander's going to be gone and the Praetor's going to be gone.
Yeah.
So here's the other card I wanted to talk about, because we were talking about how the sub commander, we'll just call it, like the secondary commander, has almost been stronger than the primary cover commander at all times.
Mm-hmm.
This Necron commander, this Necron legendary creature, feels like it's stronger than either one of those highlighted ones.
Let's see here.
I don't know if you've heard of him. He's Trazyn the Infinite, and he's a 4 black for a 4/6 artifact creature with Death Touch. And he has got, as long as Trazyn the Infinite is on the battlefield, it has all activated abilities of all artifact cards in your graveyard.
Yeah, I've seen this card. This, first off, amazing on theme because it's with the neck. Amazing on everything is going to be in your graveyard. Essentially, your goal is to put everything in your graveyard so you can bring it onto your field.
Yeah, and now this
is on the field.
And it can activate.
If you don't counterspell this instantly,
it can run away with the game.
No, this is a definite win.
Yeah, it's a win con card.
This is if this hits the field and none of you at your table can deal with it, pick up your cards. Pick up your cards, shuffle, play a new game.
Yeah, it is a stronger card than the 2 highlighted commanders, in my opinion.
Yeah, and that's me saying that before I even know what the whole deck of the Necron
looks like.
Yeah. But the fact that if you put this in any other black deck,
in any sort of graveyard recursion deck,
anything.
Yeah.
Dude, it's not fair.
Yeah,
it's not fair.
Absolutely. So, again, it's going to be kind of the recurring theme is that we're going to look at a lot of these cards, and we're basically going to come up with the same conclusion. As Warhammer fans, they're super on theme, and we love them. As Magic fans, they're super strong, and
I'm worried.
Super strong is kind of a double-edged sword, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm worried.
So yeah,
it's okay if you're super strong in Warhammer because it makes sense.
Yeah.
But here, oh my gosh, man, I don't know.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that Grey Knight Paragon. Beautiful art.
Beautiful art. So let's talk about it real quickly, because I mean, one thing that we were sort of the two of us, because we both run Astartes, right? We both run Space Marine armies. You as an Ultramarine, myself as the Blood Angels. We were both very much invested to see how they were going to treat the Astartes, right? And I like where they went, considering that you had to kind of do the Imperium as an overarching theme, and I get that because of, like they said, you just kind of have to run them, or else they all kind of look the same. But yeah, the Astartes have a new ability called Squad. Now, what do you think of this? Now, basically, it's Squad 2, where it's as an additional cost to cast a spell, you may pay 2 colorless mana any number of times. So it's basically multi-kicker. And for when this creature enters the battlefield, create that many tokens that are copies of it.
2 points. Point 1. Extremely on theme.
Yeah.
Because let's be real here. Astartes, they run in squads.
They run in squads, man.
You never see one Astartes warrior.
No.
You either see a squad of them, which can be 3 to 5, or you see a whole army of them.
Yep.
Which is going to be hundreds to 1,000 of them.
Yeah, this Ultramarines Honor Guard is completely on theme.
Completely on theme.
Well, they're a 2/2, and then they get an
and
anthem.
It's scary, bro.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I play an Ultramarines Honor Guard, which is a 3 and a white for a 2/2 Astartes warrior with Squad 2.
Yeah.
And the second ability is other creatures you control get +1/+1. Okay, cool. I put 1 down. I pay the squad price. And I pay it again. Then I pay it again. So I got 4 of these guys.
Yeah, which is what a squad looks like.
Which is what a squad looks like. But now all of them get +3/+3.
+4/+4.
Other creatures you control.
Oh, other creatures I control.
Right?
Yeah.
So technically they get +3/+3, even though there's 4 of them because they don't affect themselves.
Yeah.
So now they're all 5/5s.
Yeah. But every other creature gets +4/+4.
And that's just not them alone. Everything else that you've already had on the board gets that.
They get +4/+4.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah. Look out.
1 alone. Okay, good value. Very good value.
Yeah.
2, I'm getting worried.
Yeah. Go
More
wide.
than that, holy moly.
Yeah.
You need a lot of mana for these things, man.
Yeah.
But hey, it's freaking awesome. Amazingly on theme. Amazingly on theme.
Yep. Yeah. Speaking of on theme, here's one from the Adeptus Mechanicus.
Yes.
Right? The Sicarian Infiltrator. 2 and a blue with Squad 2 and Flash. So 1/2, and when it enters the battlefield, draw a card. What are you thinking of the pricing on that?
I like the name, Benediction of the Omnisaya.
Yeah. I
love that.
So much of it is on theme.
That's great, man. The flavor text and just everything is so good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so on theme for
is.
that.
It really is. You know what? We've talked about some of the good cards for now. Let's talk about the bomb that we had talked about before, that we had seen. And it is, if I can find it here.
The land cards.
The land cards look
Let's
great.
be real here. Any of these land cards would be great on a mat too.
Yeah, they would be. Absolutely. That's a good point. But here it is. We talk about For the Emperor. We've got the Golden Throne, which is a 4-mana legendary artifact with arcane life support. If you would lose the game, instead exile the Golden Throne and your life total becomes 1. And then it also has 1,000 souls die every day. Tap Golden Throne and sacrifice a creature and add 3 mana in any combination of colors.
The only thing, in my opinion, that would make that card even better, not necessarily better as in mechanic, but better as in theme, would be at the end of, if you would lose the game, instead of exile the Golden Throne, your life total becomes 1. they should add at the end of it. You cannot win the game.
Oh yeah.
On theme, it'd be on point. You die, your life total becomes 1, but you can't win the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you have to exile Golden Throne though.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah,
because it's literally. Yeah. I get it. It's a last ditch effort.
Yeah,
but man, is that on theme, dude?
Yeah.
And look at the art.
The art is amazing. The art, he looks like the Emperor on the Golden Throne. It's just like that. That art would not look out of place in the core book. In the core rules,
I think it's from the core.
It might even be
because there's a card up there where it's 1-to-1 art from the Ultramarines Codex.
Okay, so that's probably where I've seen this. Yeah, it's just like this is a 4-mana better version of Gilded Lotus, which used to be a staple in our format. Plus, it has the save you from a loss stapled onto it.
Yeah, this is the oopsie, you messed up, but here's your one last chance to do something.
Yeah. It is, this card, man, this is one of those ones where it's like, you have to, you can't win the game with this card on the board.
No.
Like, you literally can't.
No, you can't.
So
you can't.
I guess you can sort of whittle the guy down until they have to exile it, but that gives them an extra turn, right?
Yeah, it does.
Or it saves them from your win turn. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, this is... What do you think? Again, is it another one of those, it's on theme but way too strong?
On theme, way too strong, but it needs to be in your deck anyways.
Yeah.
Because if you need a Hail Mary...
Yeah.
This is going to give you a chance for a Hail Mary.
And also, just like now we're looking through these cards, and just you look at the stuff like even normal staples like Hedron Archive, Mask of Memory, Sculpting Steel, Go for the Throat, Beacon of Unrest. Like, these are normal staple cards. And the art just adds something. It
sells them.
It just puts them into, you get immersed in the world of Warhammer when you see these. Look at this one.
Oh,
and they
so
shall
nice.
know no fear. So it's an instant. Choose a creature type. Creatures you control of a chosen type get +1/+0 and gain indestructible till end turn. Saves you from that board wipe, right?
Saves you from the board wipe.
Yeah. This one is one who I thought I might even want to build around, and this is Commissar Severina Rain. Unfortunately, she can't be your commander because she is only an Orzhov. But she's she's one in she's one in an Orzhov for a 2/2 human soldier. Leading from the front, whenever Commissar Severina Rain attacks, each opponent loses X life, where X is the number of other attacking creatures.
But you know what? She is a human soldier, which means you can technically take her out and just make a human soldier deck.
That's absolutely, like, this is a human soldier tribal. You just, you bring out all the sound the alarm, whatever, everything that allows you to just pump out tokens.
Yep.
Pump out soldier tokens. Yep. There are a ton of pump out human soldier tokens.
This is beautiful with that Squad 2 mechanic. Beautiful with that Squad 2 mechanic.
And then it even has, like, on top of the fact that you can make each opponent lose X life for the number of attacking creatures you have. Like, how quickly can you get to, like, you run Krenko.
Yeah.
We've seen Reese decks, like, we've seen token decks here. It is incredibly easy to get yourself to 15, 20 creatures, and then all of a sudden now just attacking with them, it's 20 life. Like,
it's first off, you're killing one person because of the creatures.
Yeah.
Then you're killing another person or everyone on the team because of all the damage you've done.
You're dealing 60 damage to everybody else just by attacking. And then on top of that, you've got life gain and draw a card on it.
It's on point because she's a commander, so she's sending her units to go die, so you get the benefit of gaining life and drawing cards.
Yeah.
That is amazingly on point.
Yeah. And then, like, the one thing I did like, and it was another thing that they did mention, is a lot of the Sororitas cards, they have the miracle mechanic.
I know.
That's,
you know how awesome that is?
And that is so on theme for our battle nuns that we've got going.
Yes.
So you look at something like Zephyrim, which is a 3 and a white for a 3/3 human warrior creature. Squad 2, again, that squad mechanic, which is fantastic. She's got flying and vigilance, and then she's got miracle 1 in a white. So, you have this on top, and boom, it's 1 in a white for it.
And if you miracle cast this, technically you can just only pay the 4 and you get 2 of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
For the same price of 1.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Yep. So yeah, and the cards come with the talismans. Oh, here's
look at that. You got your Sanguinary Priest.
Some close to my heart.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at this. So Sanguinary Priest, 3 in a black. I actually run a Sanguinary Priest. 3 in a black for an Astartes Cleric, 2 for a 2/4 Astartes Cleric.
I like how they named him an Astartes Cleric.
Yep.
I like that.
I like
that. That's very good.
Blood Chalice. Whenever another creature you control dies, Sanguinary Priest deals 1 damage to any target. I mean, that's the thing, right? And the Sanguinary Priest deals the 1 damage, so you get the lifelink from it.
Yeah.
Not only is it on theme, but that works perfectly in any sort of aristocrat deck.
Yes.
Oh man,
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I like how every chapter has a card.
Yeah, they're all represented.
Every chapter has a card here.
Yeah, look at that Cage Sun.
Oh, so nice.
Yeah. So again, we're looking at a lot of these things. So here's a couple more of the Necron cards. So we're looking at something like, look at their name is Death, 3 black, sorcery for destroy all non-artifact creatures. I mean, all of the Necrons are artifacts. So this is going to be a one-sided board wipe.
Honestly, when I get my 4 decks, and I'm really hoping I get my 4.
Yeah, you will.
I'm gonna have 2 artifact decks, dude. 1 all black, 1 all blue.
Yeah.
1 that takes over, 1 that's just graveyard recursion.
Yeah.
That's going to be awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. We did both play our artifact decks last time.
It's going to be awesome, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to have 2 artifact decks too. 1 all black and then 1 Esper that I forgot how to play. And then, we look at something. Let me ask you real quickly.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on Sagas now that they've been around for a while? Do you run a lot of them?
I don't run any of them.
No.
But I do think that overall, when it comes to telling a story, I think the Saga cards are a really good way to do it.
Yeah, I think thematically and flavor-wise, Sagas are really good. I think Sagas are a little underpowered in Commander.
Yes.
Because it's always the third ability that you want to get to, because that's a strong one. And in multiplayer, like when we're playing, I mean, that's 15 turns away.
That's a lot. And that's
a lot.
That's probably like another 30 minutes before you get to the second one, and another 30 minutes before you get to the
and that's 15 opportunities to remove it.
Yeah.
Right? Like if it's going to be a game changing,
and if it's a good Saga, it's gone right away. It doesn't matter. It's gone right away.
So, but yeah, let's look at the War in Heaven. So it's got step 1 is you draw 3 cards and lose 3 life. So there's your card draw.
Okay, yeah.
That's typical black. That's typical black card draw,
Makes
right?
Sense.
Step 2, mill 3 cards. That helps, right? That helps in the self-mill deck. And then step 3 is choose up to 3 target creature cards with total mana value 8 or less from your graveyard. Return each of them to the battlefield with a Necrodermis counter on it. They're artifacts in addition to their other types.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
There's your recursion right there.
Great. If you get this, if you let this card get to your 3, you probably should have got rid of it already.
Yeah, like this. Yeah, up to 3. I mean, value 8 or less. I mean, that's Traz in the Infinite. You can bring back.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, there's some really strong cards. Is there anything you want us to highlight? We're sort of looking at the Necron. We were looking at the Chaos ones, or we've seen a lot of the human ones.
I kind of see either the Chaos or Nid ones, because I want to see how they go wide.
Okay.
How do the Nids go wide exactly? Because we're talking about, them going wide, this and that, but how exactly are they going to do it?
Okay. So
this is the Chaos stuff.
Chaos.
So you'll see a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of demon stuff here.
A lot of demon stuff. There's a lot of, because of Cascade, you're seeing a lot of Is It.
Oh, you're seeing a lot of the other chapters too for the Chaos, which is very nice to see.
Yeah. So let's take a look here. Let's scroll down.
There's starting of the Nid stuff right there.
Yeah. So you got your regulars, you got your Rampant Growth, you got your Starstorm, your Temples, Opal Palace, Inspiring Call, draw a card for each creature you control with +1/+1 on it. Those creatures gain indestructible till end of turn.
Beautiful, right there.
Remember, I had that card in hand and I didn't have the mana to save myself last game. like we're looking at some of the reprints right now, and Farseek, Explorer, like all these cards fit.
Great. Absolutely
Right?
great.
Like let's look at Goliath Truck. So it's an artifact vehicle, 4 mana with 4/4. Whenever Goliath Truck attacks, put 2+1/+1 counters on another target attacking creature and it's accrue 2.
You're pumping your stuff
You're
up.
pumping your
which is
stuff
great.
up.
Great
Yeah.
value.
Here we go. An enchantment that first creature spell you cast each turn costs 2 less to cast, so that makes it easier to cast.
Oh
if you
man, that's deadly.
more ability. Because the thing is, it's easier to cast, but then your cascade number doesn't change.
Yeah.
So, and then whenever they cast their first non-creature spell, Shadow in the Warp deals 2 damage to that player. That's convenient.
That is awesome, dude.
Yeah. Oh my god. Clamavis, 4 and a green for a 3/3 human Tyrannid Artificer. Each creature you control gets +1/+1 for each +1/+1 counter on it.
That's an auto include.
It just doubles up your counter count.
That is an auto include in a counters deck.
Yeah. That's a bomb. This is the first time I've seen this card.
That's a 5 mana card.
Yeah.
And you're in green. You're gonna have more than enough mana, dude.
Yeah. So when you're using Magus and you add a +1/+1 counter to someone,
You're doubling it.
you're doubling it right away. You wanted to know how they take their go wides and pump them. There you go.
That's disgusting.
There you go.
Though. That's a disgustingly powerful card.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, geez, I'm aghast right now.
And I like how their thing is Ravenous.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we forgot. I didn't even discuss Ravenous.
Yeah.
So a lot of the Ravenous cards, they're X. They've got an X cost in them, which helps with Abaddon, right?
Yeah.
So this creature enters
Abaddon's Chaos. This is Nid. So this would help with.
Not Swarmlord.
The other one, Megas.
Yeah. So this creature enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. If X is 5 or more, draw a card when it enters. So there you go. So you've also got your card draw while it's gotten pumped up. So
yeah, +5/+5 plus a draw card. Beautiful.
Look at this one. Look at Tyrant card. So X2 and a green for 3/3 Tyrannid with Ravenous, and then it's got Shield Wall. So you sacrifice Tyrant card, and creatures you control with counters on them gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn.
So essentially, if someone's trying to board wipe you,
nope, not with Tyrant card on the board.
You sacrifice him right before damage goes through, and guess what?
They're all good to go.
Hell no, man.
Jeez. And then, Venom Thorpe. So this is a creature this is the one that benefits from the pump, but it's a 1 in a Simic for a Tyrannid with 2/2, and it's just got Flying Death Touch and Hexproof.
But you know what? This is the creature that you put down.
That's who you pump.
And then that's the one you pump, man.
Yeah, look, Flying Death Touch Hexproof at a 2/2 for 3 cost. Kind of scary.
Yeah.
But you make it an 8/8.
Oh my goodness.
Right?
Imagine attaching the one right beside it to
Bone
Venom.
Sabers. Bone Sabers, 2 and a green, artifact equipment. Whenever equipped creature attacks, put 4 +1/+1 counters on it.
Attacks, bro.
Whenever it attacks.
So for 6 mana, you put this on, and then you attack. Put 4 1/1 counters on it.
Not till end of turn. 4
right there.
counters.
Right there.
Oh my god.
And then with the other one on top of it, that 4 ends up being 8.
Yeah.
Buddy,
every time
you can turn
attack.
a 1/1 into a 9/9 in one attack.
This is just like this is a hyper realized version of what I was trying to do with my Azuri deck, which is get creatures like Venom Thorpe who have built-in evasion that are cheaply costed, and then you use other creatures to pump it up.
You want to know how mad I am right now for not having this pre-ordered?
Oh, I know. I can see it. You're seething.
I'm so mad. Like, I'm actually so mad at myself for not pre-ordering this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here comes the synergy. Now we're looking at.
Look at that. They have evolved too.
Tyrannid Prime. Look what Synapse creature. Look at its ability.
Wait, what?
So Tyrannid Prime has a 1 green and blue for a 0/4 Tyrannid with Evolve. Now Evolve is a mechanic that's already existed. It's whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control. If that creature has greater power or toughness than this creature, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. But it also has Synapse creature where other creatures you control have evolved.
So if you're smart and you have a bunch of weak creatures, you don't put your big bomb next. You put a creature that's stronger than them so they get pumped up. And then you play something stronger, so you keep going up incrementally. You don't just play your bomb right away.
No, exactly.
You slowly grow, so your boys slowly grow.
Yeah, absolutely. That is
disgusting.
Yeah, disgusting is the word for it. Yeah. Jeez. And then you have the ability to pump them.
That is gross, man. Mm-hmm. Oh, dude, I'm going to tell you right now, people are going to talk smack about like my Memnarch or goblins or this. This is going to, or what you call it, my slivers. Yeah. This is going to be way worse than slivers.
I'm fast becoming very interested in the Tyranny deck. Tyranny deck was the one I was least interested in.
This is awesome, dude.
Admittedly, is the one I saw the least spoilers for, but these cards are kind of disgusting. Let's take a look at this one just because the 10 cost kind of caught me. So it's a 10.
It's a 12 cost in total.
10 green for a Tyrannid creature. It's Hierophant Biotitan. It's a 12/12 Tyrannid with Frenzied Metabolism. So as an additional cost to cast this spell, you may remove any number of +1/+1 counters from among the creatures you control. This spell costs 2 less to cast for each counter removed.
This is going to be a 2 green, that's it. This is going to be a 2 green, that's it.
It's got Vigilance, Reach, and War 2. So here's the card that is tough to remove. It cannot be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less.
This is honestly, ignore the 10. Ignore the 10.
It's not a 10.
This is going to be a 2 because I guarantee you're going to have at least 20 to 30 counters on the board. You're going to have
tons of counters. This is going to be an easy green to cast. And then immediately on the board, you've got a 12/12 with Vigilance, Reach, and Ward 2 who cannot be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less.
That's disgusting.
That is a bomb. That is a bomb of a card. Now, again, when we're looking at 4 precons, you're probably winning through combat damage, right? None of these are combo decks as far as I can tell.
This is just, I'm pumping my guys up and I'm smacking you right in the face.
Yeah, and if you want to Swords to Plowshares, it'll cost you 3. But yeah, everything's a little harder with this.
Yep.
So, man, you're getting excited? I'm getting excited. So,
I'm getting pissed that I don't have this deck.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm so sad.
There's so much in terms of thematic. There's cards that are thematic. There's cards that are powerful, and then there's cards that are both, right? They've got cards that are they've got a Primaris Chaplain, they've got the Flesh is Weak, they've got Deny the Witch, which is a Psyker ability.
It doesn't matter what you like or playing Warhammer.
There's something here.
Your back will get scratched.
Yeah, and then on top of that, you look at stuff, and they have got reprints of some very solid Commander staples with fantastic new art. Look at this Hardened Scales.
Absolutely gorgeous, man.
Yeah, so Hardened Scales is a very, very good card with some pretty blah art, right? It's got
Not anymore.
Yeah, it's got that sort of, he looks like maybe like a Mongolian warrior, like a Khan. I think it was from Khan the Tarkir. Yeah, he's got the sort of that weapon set and that armor set. Looks pretty boring, just kind of there. And then now you've got this, alien who looks like he's straight out of Starship Troopers with multiple sort of laser sights on him, almost like he's got a bunch of predators attacking him. This card looks awesome.
That's ruthless right there.
Yeah. So yeah, there's so much value, there's so much flavor. This is basically what you dream of when they talked about Universes Beyond. They knocked it out of the park, is what they did with this set.
This is a home run.
Yeah. And I am very much hoping that you are going to be able to get your hands on this set.
I really do hope. Yeah. I will not buy them individually.
Yeah.
I want them as
you want all 4. Well, because also individually they're $80.
You're paying twice the price.
Yes.
You're going to pay twice the price.
So the thing is, you're not going to have any issues playing these because there's going to be enough of us who have gotten it. Yep. So you're going to have the ability to play these.
Yeah.
That's not a worry.
I know for a fact if I don't get it, which there might be a chance that I don't get because the pre-order might not be available then, but at least I'll be able to play through you guys.
Yeah, but the thing is, Rui, man, I love you, but it hurts that AJ does not currently have the set and you do on pre-order. You have openly sometimes aggressively insulted our love of Warhammer, and you have these before him. So, and you'll have these before me because I actually have to get mine delivered. In our neck of the woods, the Warhammer sets sold out so fast. I actually had to order from out of province to get mine. So, look at Blood for the Blood God.
On theme.
On theme.
They use the bodies of the Ultramarines to make the symbol.
Yep. and then it costs 1 less for each creature that died this turn. That's a chaos. That's chaos if you say. And then you discard your hand, draw 8 cards, and it deals 8 damage to each opponent. I mean, that is, that's skulls for the Skull Throne right there.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because none of those bodies have skulls, so they were actually for the Skull Throne.
They were for the Skull Throne. God, that's on theme. That's so good.
That's a ruthless art right there. That's ruthless art.
That is so good. Everything about this is from a person who is a Magic fan and a Warhammer fan. This knocked it out of the park.
Man, you annoyed the fuck out of me, man. I'm going to tell you right now, the fact that you brought up that Rui has this and and he shits on us for Warhammer and he has it and I don't, that annoyed the fuck out of me. I'm like, damn, bro, that hurts.
That hurts.
You twisted that knife, man. I didn't realize that until you brought it up. I'm like, yo,
he does have this.
He has this, and he doesn't like Warhammer.
Yeah, because I'm looking at,
and I need this, and I don't have it.
Yeah, I've got my pride and joy, my Redemptor right there, and it took me hours upon hours to paint this thing, and he looked at it and goes, I'm too lazy to do something like that. Or no, what did he say? I don't have the patience for that. And he's got these. Oh, I'm sorry, man.
So that grinds my gears, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's so funny that you brought, because I didn't realize that until you said it. So that's so funny. That's so funny.
Here's the thing. Now I think we've gotten sort of what we understand now where we're coming from with these 4 sets. One thing that I did want to ask you about is, what are your thoughts on the Warhammer 40k Secret Lair?
Oh my god, dude. I think it would be genius marketing if they paired it with the squats. Because they're releasing end of September. This is coming out October.
Yeah.
So if they paired it with something that's being released at the exact same time.
So that's why they wanted to do that with Necron.
But Necron came out a month or 2 ago, and this is coming out after.
Yeah.
So it would have made sense if they made a dwarf one, because it came out the exact same time.
They did announce. I don't know if you've heard yet. They did announce what the secret lairs are.
Did they?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So 2 of them might not interest you. 1 will. One is Blood Bowl. So we'll see what that is.
That is that's the football version of Warhammer.
So we'll see.
So that's interesting. That's cool. That's interesting.
Warhammer Age of Sigmar.
That's gonna be interesting.
Interesting. The next one is 1 word. Orcs.
That's gonna be cool.
Now here's the rumor. The rumor is that orc one could possibly be an Orc Commander set.
It would make sense. It would make sense. 100% make sense.
Now, I need to take a look here because I gotta remember. Yeah, like
for the warg, baby, for the warg, for the walk.
Like that's Gruul, right? That's got to be Gruul.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
So it'll be exciting to see. So we can't make that same mistake with if they announce that the Orc Secret Lair is the commander deck. We can't make the mistake that we made with this one. We got to get on that pre-order.
I will pre-order it.
Yeah. So, final thoughts on Warhammer X MTG.
I think this is a very ingenious move by both companies to combine the goats of both franchises of tabletop miniature and tabletop card games to come together to make this set. Genius. So I give that a 10 out of 10. I give the fact that Rui has this and he doesn't like Warhammer and I don't. I give that a 1 out of 10.
Yeah, they knock this out of the park.
100%, man.
I've not been this impressed by a commander set.
What's your score on this?
Oh man. 10 out of 10, baby.
Like,
you know it.
Like, this is amazing.
You know it.
Like no jokes aside, like this is actually like a 10 out of 10.
This is so unbelievably good at every level that you can ask for. Like we've repeated it ad nauseum today, but thematically, power wise, it's faithful to both IPs. It brings something new. The decks look balanced. Like they're everything. The land bases that are coming with these. Yeah. The fact that each one has the proper talismans. The 3 color ones have the talismans.
Yeah.
Like everything that you want from a pre-con commander deck is in here.
If you want right out of the box,
Yeah.
powerful, mana efficient,
Play it out of the
playable,
box. Yeah.
you get one of these. It doesn't matter which one.
It has.
You get one of them.
It's got reveal lands in it. It's got It's got everything that we have been asking for pre-con decks for years. It's got it in here. It's got everything that a Warhammer fan could have hoped for thematically in here.
Yeah.
It's got power in it. It's got staples. It's got new, interesting, flavorful cards. The only thing is, like we said, with Universes Beyond, knocked it out of the park for Warhammer. We were fortunate enough to be very interested in it. What happens when they use an IP that we're not so interested in, and they still knock it out of the park, but we're less inclined to be like we're not exactly neutral parties here, right? We have a very much a vested interest.
100% biased. 100% biased.
So, final thoughts.
Final thoughts overall. I'm very excited to play these decks. I'm really hoping that I do have a chance to get that pre-order of all four, because I do not want to pay individual prices for all these, because individual prices is $90.
$90 per.
For us. That's before taxes.
And that is the price right now.
That's the price right now.
Yeah, I think
that after they release, they're going to go up to $100.
I can imagine that
at least
that Tyranny deck looks stupid good now.
That's going to be at least $120.
That looks good.
So if I can get all four of these for the $320, I think that'd be great. I really hope I'm able to do that. If not, I'll buy one, and then I'll play the rest through you guys.
Yeah.
Right? But other than that, man,
I think that's the worst case scenario is you pick up one.
But I don't know which one.
Yeah.
I might get the Nids, though. For real.
You know what? Like I said, those were the spoilers that I saw the least of. As we were going through and I was seeing them, I was getting floored. Like a lot of those cards are so strong and so thematic, so on theme, synergize so well with their commanders. Like, that is going to be a force to be reckoned with on the table.
It's going to be fun, man. It's going to be so fun.
It's going to be real fun. It's going to be, you know what, honestly, as much as I'm interested to see how they do against each other, I'm interested to see how these are going to do against, not precons, not against other precons, against our other built decks.
Our very good built decks.
Like, I mean, I guess it's not going to run with, Carlos Kenrith, or it's not going to run with our strongest decks, but it's going to run with what we each of all self-defined as our level 7 decks.
Yeah.
These are going to run with them.
100%.
So
I think they might run better.
Yeah. So it's, oh man, I'm very excited for this set. It is less than a month away.
Yeah.
So we definitely have to start setting up a game night for when these come out.
Hey man, we can set up that game night. Sweet. I'm just hoping right now I get my name in that pre-order.
Fingers crossed, man. Hey, like I said, I've got my name in a couple of hats as well, and I'm just going to keep them there. And yeah, if I get them, we do the e-transfer thing, and I buy them, and you've got them too, because you deserve to have these decks, because on top of everything else, you're the one who introduced me to Warhammer. So I'm like,
no, you introduced me. I just bought the first model.
And then you went hog wild.
I went hog wild with it.
How many points of armies do you have now?
I think I have 1,000 for Tau, 1,500 for Ultramarines.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I was gonna get squats, but they sold out within 5 seconds of being online, man.
Yeah, I'm just under 1,000 for
Blood
Angels right now. So
we gotta play a game with that too.
Yeah, we do.
We gotta play a game, man.
I still got the tape line on the table. So
we gotta play a few games with that.
Unfortunately, as things got busier, the one thing that did fall off for me was Warhammer.
Me too.
But I'm hoping to get back into
just because it's more of a commitment. It is. It's more of a commitment. That's it. Magic, it's easy because you can pick up, play, put them away. That's it. With Warhammer, you gotta put them together, paint them.
And on top of that, with my Magic decks, they're all done.
Right.
I still have to assemble and paint. So
and it's easier to assemble a commander deck than it is to assemble an army.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
100%. Yeah. But anyways. Holy moly, folks. That was an intense spoiler for the new set of the Magic the Gathering X Warhammer 40K coming out on October 7th, I believe, right? Or 4th?
October 7th, I believe.
October 7th. Yeah. So if you know any pre-orders that are available, please let your boy know, because I want to get in on this. But other than that, folks, you can find me on Instagram at Caramel Thunder. What about you?
You can find me at Coast Dynasty on Instagram. That is COASTDY Nasty.
There we go. You can find both of us and Noslin at our Instagram page at Unhinged Vibes. If you like us, please make sure you like this episode. Follow us on your podcast provider and on YouTube. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about this new set and what a good possible Beyond or Universe Beyond IP might that be.
Yeah.
You know? I want Power Rangers. Power Rangers or Transformers would be great.
Yeah, those would be really good.
Yeah, they'd be easy too. They'd be easy to make.
Yeah.
But anyways.
That's 5 monocolor and a Voltron. And a 5 color.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
See you guys next time.